It's weird. Like on one hand, I don't have a set schedule. Like my day to day when I'm not filming, when I'm not on a shoot, is kind of however I want it to be. If you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But it does tend to be spent a lot outside. I go to the library a lot to get work done. I find it easier to work from the library than work from home. I go to the swimming pool. I go to the gym. I go into town to see friends. I go and do castings, auditions, all that kind of thing. So yeah, everything is just at a standstill. It's it's changed quite a bit.
And leading up to this, you had done some traveling for work. Where had you been?
I was in South Korea and Russia. I was only in South Korea for a few days. I was there from the 1st to the 4th of March. And yeah, it was fine. I mean, they were taking it a lot seriously over there by then. So everyone's walking around with masks and gloves and disinfecting everything constantly and being hyper vigilant and all this. When we got to Russia, we were tested. They tried to get us to self quarantine. We were shooting in a disused office building, so we weren't really risking giving it to anyone because no one else was in the building, and we were just going from those two places. So it was reasonable. They tested us a few times over there with 5-day intervals. Um, and then I got back to England last week. Yeah, last week. And yeah, it's been a lot more lackadaisical over here. They're really taking their time. Only today is the first day of real, as they're calling it, lockdown,
Hmm.
where it's not advised, but you're being told. And at the same time, it's not as draconian as Italy, where I've heard people are getting fines and they're using CCTV to facial recognition to find people who are out on the streets and stuff like that. The problem is all this, like, there's so much contradictory information that it's very hard to know. I guess the main thing that is pretty obvious is that there's going to be a huge economic downturn or turn down, I don't know how you say. So, it tends to be the poorer that suffer in those instances. So, in the quote unquote developed countries, it's going to be, more, we're going to see more people unemployed. We're going to see more people homeless. We're going to see more of a degradation of that whole side of things, which is already pretty fucking bad. I don't know if I can swear on your network.
You can.
So that's like the obvious thing to be worried about because it's already happening and it's in front of our eyes.
Right.
And the not so obvious, or it is still pretty obvious, is just how governments are going to the whole thing of never let a crisis go to waste. It's a huge economic downturn, meaning emergency situation, meaning the government's look. Putin has already bloody changed the constitution. It used coronavirus to declare a state of emergency. Therefore, can't have a referendum to change the constitution. Therefore, well, I'm going to change it on my own. I mean, not on my own. He did it. He went through the Duma. They did it in like 5 hours or something. Like they did it properly, but in 5 hours, they're like, okay, okay, guys. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying every country is going to go the way Putin's gone, but I don't think Putin is any different to any of the others. I think they're all cut from the same cloth, and therefore we have to be vigilant as to what our governments are doing in the background to, slowly but surely stick their huge dicks up us.